Meta said the reason for all of this has something to do with us. That along with the figure that's appeared up ahead. Anyway, we'll reach the truth behind all this soon. Just keep going. Fuka, figuring out the plot twist, air quote, parentheses, ... and not telling anybody. I don't really know if the fact that that shadow looks exactly like the main character is meant to be some kind of, I don't know, is that supposed to be a twist? Is that supposed to be a shock? Am I surprised and amazed and horrified by the turn of events? Yeah, I kind of figured that was literally what that was going to be. That's why I didn't bother trying to use elements. I just kind of assumed it wasn't going to have a weakness. And I'm going to hope, beyond hope, that it wastes its turn doing something like that. Okay. See, I wasn't using my magic attacks to take care of you. Ooh, that's lucky. That's lucky. Alright, alright, alright. Managed to get out of that fight without a whole lot of issue. I am primarily doing this because it was a golden chest that this thing was guarding, and I was kind of hoping that maybe just possibly it could be like a new weapon or something. Oh.
I can now bring you back to the entrance instantly.
Oh, fantastic!
However, there are some areas where I can't use it.
Well, then that's not that great of an ability, now is it, Fuka? Anyway.
Yes!
Very quick question. What level am I at? I'm at level 72. Okay. Yukari, how much more experience do you need before you learn your super ultra mega full heal? Okay, 2 more levels. 2 more levels. I can probably make that work. I can make that happen. What about you? Did you learn that Ashkaka arts? No, you're about to, though. Very close, in fact. All right, that's gonna be a handy ability. I think that's a good call. I'm okay with having that. And Mitsuru, what would you be happen to be doing? All right, you're just working towards getting Ice Amp. I mean, that's handy dandy. Not super duper ultra important or anything. A powered suit. Does that go to Aegis or Metis? I'm gonna go with Metis, unless the word, I guess, unless calling it a power suit is meant in the more, you know, rhetorical sense that a power suit is usually referred to. Ah, yes, and apparently so. It in fact is. All right, then, can Yukari wear it then? No. As a matter of fact, she cannot. What is this, male exclusive armor that can't go to Aegis or Metis? Is that what I got into a fight in order to grab? Is that how that works? Men's suit that amplifies one's strengths. Ah. Gives plus 100 HP. That's really freaking useful. Kind of wish I could have given that to somebody here, but all right. I mean, cool. Just because, you know, it's a men's suit, so women can't wear it. Because, you know, that's...
Oh, no.
That makes sense. Because, you know, you definitely absolutely have to be a specific gender to wear a random-ass piece of clothing. That's a thing. It's not like literally anybody could wear anything. I can 100% understand it when it's, you know, it's armor specifically for Metis and Aegis, considering they're robots and they follow different rules entirely for how they equip themselves for battle. That's cool. But like, fact of the matter is, like, yo, if Junpei, for example, wants to wear a friggin' spiked bra because it gives him some exceptional stat bonuses, I feel like he should have the ability to do so. So the fact that you're randomly barring me from being able to use an incredibly useful ability on a piece of armor just because it's male exclusive is, quite frankly, really freaking annoying. I don't give a dang about that noise, okay? If it gave me complete and total invulnerability to literally everything, I would wear just about damn near anything, okay? I will gladly wear whatever if it gave you that kind of benefit. For the good of everyone that's around you, you really should just kind of just do it, you know? That was a bit of a rant that really didn't amount to a whole lot, and I apologize. I'm still kind of flustered. That was an adventure. That was an event. That was a thing that happened. All right, well, I sure as heck tried. As it turns out, Aegis' targeting system is a bit wiggity wonkier at the moment. All right, well, I'm sure you want me to chase you and all that good stuff, but I don't wanna, so bye. All right, hey, cool. Game, giving me the tiniest amount of courtesy. The tiniest amount, again. I mean, still, it's always gonna keep on throwing those aggravating little old curveballs that it's so happy to constantly toss at me at all given moments in time. And Yukari sure did fall behind for some reason. That's cool. Yukari, I enjoy you an extraordinarily great deal, but I would appreciate it if you stopped picking fights with random enemies as we're trying to get through the area. No, why are you doing that? Why though? But actually, factually, honestly and truly, I must ask why. See, that is precisely why I was kind of in the big business of not getting into fights at the moment. But you decided to just charge headfirst right into that for no reason. I am deeply confused. That is not the first time a party member has done that. It seems fairly common when they get briefly detached from the group. But let me tell you, I don't like it. I understand it. I get it. It makes sense that it's a thing that can happen, but I don't like it.
Sorry, I couldn't get away from.
What? Okay. That's just confusing. Ow. And the eerie sound. Again, that does not do anything unless somebody is afraid. Very strange, that. Very strange. All right, jumping down the hole. I wonder what's in store. Everything will be revealed soon, but the closer we get to that, the more nervous I am. I feel like this won't end so easily. Sorry, I shouldn't be saying such things when we're almost there. Even if something does happen, I think we'll be okay. Thanks for all your hard work, I guess. You've become an amazing leader. Just a little more. You can do it. Give it all you have. Well, when you say it like that, I almost kind of not exactly happy with all of the running away I've been doing. If anything, these last two boss fights have kind of proven to me that I kind of do need to be a wee bit stronger. I suppose I can make the attempt.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
The question of the day is, do you think anything down here is gonna have anything resembling a weakness? If I'm being entirely honest with you, the entire reason I've been able to get as far as I have is because, well, enemies have weaknesses that I can exploit, and wouldn't you know it, that happens to be one of them. All right. I always find it interesting. I mean, I kind of like the, different attack types, like slicing, piercing, and crush. I actually like that. And I like the implementation of it all. But I gotta say, it's really interesting to be able to say, oh, well, they take resistant damage from, cutting weapons, but they're weak against a hammer. I get it, because, even in real life, certain types of armor will definitely protect you from getting cut with a sword, but if you got hit with a hammer, it would still crush your ribs, that sort of thing. So it has a place in reality. It's just a weird and funny thing to be able to say, is all. Like, just the sentence, my weakness is getting hit with a hammer. Well, like, no frigging duh, dude. Of course it is. Absolutely, of course your weakness is getting hit with a hammer. That would probably kill most
My
things.
skills have increased.
That's fantastic. That shadow is apparently legally blind. All right.
Two of them, and there's. Give me a sec.
Any chance you not being resistant to this? Yes. Woo, that was a lot of damage, actually. My goodness. All right, well, assuming I can hit it with physical attacks,
Against ice.
it is weak against ice. That's good to know for the future, but before then, I'm actually more than strong enough to just do that. Yep, you sure continue to get experience and get stronger. That's actually real cool for you. I ain't gonna lie. Centurion. Interesting. Which one of the Robo-Gals can use those? I'm just kind of assuming that is a thing. No, the Centurion, it's for Metis! Alright, there we go, alright. I just wanted to check to see if that was actually a thing. I find it weird and more than a little interesting that Aegis and Metis have to have entirely separate types of armor, and all sorts of things, I find that interesting. Anyway, reduce stumble. Interesting. Granted, the fact that it said it was pitch black is a bit of a, dead giveaway to the fact that, yeah, no, this is something for medicine only. It would kind of clash with Igus's aesthetic to get rid of her legs and replace them with a clashing color. So, I get it. But in my defense, I didn't read the description. I had to go into the items menu to be able to do that. So, yeah. Hello, Monsieur Monster. I hope you don't mind if all right, you saw me in ahead of time. That's a bit of a bum, huh? But, all right, I mean, I'm actually completely and totally 100% okay with fighting a bunch of these. You're not weak to that too, are you? You are. All right. Well, a lot of people are about to get kicked in the equivalent chest by the stilettoed heel of Mitsuru. I don't know, I guess some people would pay for that, so. Either way, really works out for us in the long run. Blammo! I mean, it's absolutely, like, kind of a godsend when an enemy, like, here's 4 incredibly difficult enemies. They give you a lot of experience if you can defeat them. Good luck with that. And it turns out you don't even have to spend SP in order to get any of it. You just hit them with a normal physical attack. That is phenomenal.
My skill level has increased.
That is fantastic. I am glad to hear it. Although, mildly bit of an issue would be that. Yeah, all right, just gonna go ahead, heading up this thing here. Yep, nope, you ain't getting none of that. All right, 25th floor should be the day of reckoning. It was not, though. Fair enough, universe. Fair enough. Yeah, that's a dead end. All right, cool. That's also a dead end. Then I'm just gonna, you know what? The hell with you in general. Just screw you. Ooh, I don't like the fact that this is a bunch of enemies that I do not know what to do here. All right, well, that's always a good start. Except it's not, though. How do you guys feel about giant ice cubes? All right, you're not weak to it, but wow, that did a lot of damage. Did you happen to get ice amp? I didn't actually bother to check. Oop. All right.
The enemy's weak against darkness.
Fair enough. Nice choice, dumbass. Okay. So the lion here, though, is particularly susceptible to being, hit with a hammer. All right. Well, it's never a great idea to rely on this particular method, but I mean, if it works, it would be pretty great. I mean, you're weak to it, I've got high odds, so. Yeah. Really don't like having to rely on stuff like that. I feel like if something has a weakness to it, it should hit 100% of the time. And I am more than aware of the fact that would, potentially mess up some party members if they happen to be, weak to light or dark. But, let that be the double-edged sword, I'm honestly okay with that. Like, if you're weak to it, at the very least, it should have much higher odds. If nothing else. I mean, give me that much. Come on now. Excuse me? Excuse me, what? I was under the impression that this was going to be the next door. All right, well, I'm gonna just be completely and totally brutally honest with you guys. I did not prepare for this. I'm gonna be honest, given the track record of the last 2 boss fights, the odds of this being successful are not high, but I'm gonna give it a try. I suppose, technically, this would be as the last possible area, the last final door, so I guess it makes sense, but it would break the trend, wouldn't it? All right, hi. Oh, okay. Are we gonna have to?
Is this the deepest part of the abyss of time?
Well, I was sort of anticipating another door, another really big door. Is it?
You think? It's no different than the rest of the ones we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say that too. I mean, this looks identical to the other 5 that we've done, 5, 6. I've lost count.
but that fits logically. Which means the Abyss's origin, the reason for the time skips, is here.
Shadowy main character guy, are you here?
Oh, there's something I had to tell you all.
I've discovered all of the answers. I just kept talking about how I knew them instead of telling you, though, so maybe now's a good time.
It was in the papers about the Abyss of Time I mentioned before.
Alright, what would that be?
Did you find something?
And is there any particular reason that if it was so important to tell us you didn't do so earlier?
If the report is correct, this place came into existence as a reaction to the creation of Tartarus.
Okay, that makes sense.
A reaction?
A chemical reaction.
The gigantic tower rising so high left a gigantic hole in its place. That's the Abyss.
Does that mean they've known about this place for 10 years?
They decided it would be harmless if left alone, since it would probably disappear with Tartarus.
Haha, turns out nope.
But it also said that since the Abyss is just a byproduct, there should be no shadows in it.
So basically, they were as wrong as they could basically physically possibly be. Cool, good on you guys who studied this thing. You were really bad at it.
Wait a sec. There's a friggin' ton of shadows here.
Yeah, some of them are probably significantly more difficult than any of the ones I beat in the prior story. Mostly due to the fact that they can avoid just about literally anything.
And if it was supposed to go poof along with Tartarus, why are we standing in it now?
Well, my current theory is that they were bad at their jobs.
Did they forget a decimal place or something?
Probably. Those things are hard.
No, their logic makes sense.
It's just, you know, they were trying to apply logic to whatever the flying hell this whole situation is, and you do that, you're gonna be disappointed.
What was supposed to vanish is still here because of some force. One side's removal caused an imbalance.
What could that force be?
Shadowy figure?
Who knows? Maybe it's somewhere down here. One thing's certain, though. It's deeply connected to all of you.
So, I'm just gonna throw this out here. Is there a door here that we're supposed to open, or is it a full-on dead end? We looking at a door?
What's up with that? What the hell did we do to deserve this?
Well, there's another door.
Thank you, Ken.
If that's here, then maybe...
We should look at it first and then talk about it later? Because we kind of already run out of people to
What's going on?
look at.
Is that the big reason behind all this?
If we leave out Igus, Metis, and me, whose past is left?
I mean, if we're going to be completely omitting Metis, then there's only one person it could be. And considering the shadowy figure that has been leading us everywhere, I'll be honest, I hadn't considered the possibility before, but it seems like there's no other option.
Hey, yeah. Who else was there that had powers like ours?
Well, I mean, there was literally all of Strega, but I don't think they're a factor here.
Who cares? There's no use speculating with it staring us in the face.
I mean, to be fair, that is incredibly true. Let's talk about and think. Like, who could it possibly be? Why don't we just open the door?
We'll know once we open it.
I mean, it's a blunt kind of truth-telling that I kind of appreciate in the moment.
Whatever that reason is, it's strong enough to keep the Abyss of Time from disappearing. And we've come to erase that reason. We could be in for a battle. We should be very prepared before entering.
I'm not.
She's right. This appears to be our goal. Don't worry, we can do this.
Well, if this is gonna be our goal, then... I mean, I already saved, so... Be kind of disappointing. All this build-up just end up losing. But, life comes at you fast. We'll do what we can. Well, I'm already unsettled.
I am...
You're... Wait! Please, wait! No! Don't go! I promised to protect you. I dedicated my life to that purpose. But I can't fulfill that purpose anymore. There's nothing more I can do. Can I continue to live this way? Does my life have a meaning? If so, I wish I could return to being a mere machine.
Excuse me?
Huh?
Okay, so if that was what I thought it was, that would sure answer a lot.
That's the cause?
Don't look at me.
But, well, I didn't expect that we'd get to see him again, although he did have his back turned.
Indeed.
What's it mean? That looked like it was Aigus's memory. What kind of a clue is that? Aigus didn't have to awaken to her persona abilities, right?
In a sense, but I mean, that could have been the catalyst for her awakening to her wild card powers? It could be considered an entirely separate event.
No, she did. She awakened to the special power he had.
Okay, so I guess I was right. Maybe it was obvious.
Aigus, what was that? When did it happen?
I always woke up to that. It was so painful to lose him. I withdrew into my room, unable to do anything. For a while, I did nothing but chase after him in my dreams. Aigus. Sister. But after a while, I stopped dreaming entirely. It felt like a weight on my chest lightened and fell off. That must have been the last of the dreams I had. But I don't see what that has to do with my awakening.
Sister, are you still in pain?
I think I know what Metis is. I'm unfamiliar with how exactly it's possible, but I mean, every Persona game has its own different rules on how these things sort of work, so... on the off chance that I'm completely wrong? You know what, sure, fine. If I'm wrong, you can all laugh at me. I think Metis might be Aigus's shadow? I know she doesn't really look or act like your average shadow, but at the same time, this isn't exactly the most normal of circumstances to begin with. So... And I know, because the shadow is supposed to be the persona... When I say it out loud, it sounds stupid, but I don't know, it kind of looked like somebody was forming behind Aigus, and... I mean, it would explain what Metis is doing here, how she could possibly be Aigus's sister, despite all that, and how she would already have emotions and stuff. It seems like a decent theory, if nothing else.
The person we saw, he's the one who had the same kind of power as you, isn't he?
So that's the big cause of all this? That didn't explain anything.
Don't you get it?
Not essentially, no.
What we saw was only my sister's memory. But all of you want to see him again, right? Then the answer is obvious.
What's that supposed to mean?
What I said at the start was right all along. The fastest way to solve this would be to eliminate all of you.
Okay, I fail to see how that makes... What, huh? What kind of connection did you make from that?
So, that means that figure we keep seeing is...
Wait, something's wrong.
What the...
Just as I thought. It's coming. The monster that's taken the shape of your regrets.
Is that...
You gotta be kidding. That can't be.
This is the reason for everything. From the abyss of time's failure to disappear to the presence of shadows. This was born from all of you.
Oh, okay. Well, this is definitely gonna go poorly.
This is our regrets given form.
Well, that's incredibly dark and depressing. And now I have to shoot it, so that's also kind of terrible. Okay.
You won't escape.
Oh, all right. Is it gonna just be... Oh, no. It's, in fact, not immune to everything. I just...
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Okay, well, being immune to piercing weapons is gonna make things a little difficult, but okay. Unless it's got, you know, the wild card power available to it. In which case, I guess it could bounce around to something else, and then I might be able to hit it. Either way, it looks like it's got a lot of health.
It doesn't seem like darkness will work.
That is an incredibly annoying... That has to be deliberate, because, like, all of Aegis' physical weapons are piercing, and you have to have her. That's just annoying. Uh-oh. Oh!
Athena.
That's why it's weak to... It's immune to pierce. I see. Okay. That is definitely a thing. Mild issue, not 100% sure what to do here. I mean, this one's got... This one has ice amp attached to it, so might quasically sort of make up for it. Then again, that is still a... I've got items, now's the time to use them. But man, that is very clearly going to take a while. We are really not doing much damage to this thing at all. Okay, well,
I won't lose.
gotta give it the old college try no matter what. Magic definitely seems to be the better go of it as far as options go.
Hang in there.
Let's just bring Yukari back up to full health. So, am I to take it that you pretty much just have Aegis' old moveset? Seems to be the case, at least. Okay, okay. I mean, the good news of that is really in the grand scheme of things. No, then again, she also had healing spells, didn't she? Huh. I'm not 100% sure just how bad this situation really is. I was just trying to think that, I mean, Aegis' persona wasn't the, you know, it was good, but it wasn't, like, unbelievably, insurmountably good. So, oh, yeah, all right, so I guess if that's gonna be a thing, here we go. Yeah, this would part of the reason why we bought 99 of these.
Take this.
Okay. Yep, she most assuredly is.
Hang in there.
And I do not have the super duper full health healing option available. Sure wish I did. Alright. So I'm just left to ponder what exactly the best course of action is. I suppose what I've been doing kind of works. Never mind. Never mind.
Why is it using Isis?
Oh, holy crap. Does it actually customize itself depending on who I bring? Well, okay, hang on a second. If it's using... Yeah, if it's using Isis, then... Can't I just... Sorta...
Here.
Okay, apparently not. Cool, you get all of the benefits and none of the weaknesses. That's fair.
I need your help.
I mean, it would have been kind of freaking awesome if I could use my, you know, my friend's weaknesses, you know, to fight against. All right, then fine. If that's the way we're gonna be. You've been making some very interesting choices. Okay, could you not do that? Like, seriously, that's super annoying. Like, you're already absurdly more powerful than me. Like, you don't need to do extra super, you know, you have like a bajillion HP and you're already stronger than me. You don't need the ability to just flat out ignore literally everything I do.
Nice one. The enemy's off balance.
Hot damn, that thing can be knocked down? I'm gonna be honest, I was not prepared for that. Can I do at least 200 HP damage? That'd be nice. Alright, cool, not even that much. That, I mean, it wasn't, I mean, I'm glad to have it. It's still bonus damage, but I'm gonna be real, that's pretty disappointing. Some all-out attack that was.
Yukari-chan is unconscious.
No, Artemisia.
Can't let my guard.
So I guess I was just... Am I to take it that that's like an instant kill elemental technique, basically? And we were just phenomenally lucky that it decided to use the wind one on Yukari for no reason? Interesting. Is anybody here currently weak to ice? No, nobody is weak to ice. Oh, cool, you're doing it again.
Someone help me.
Oh, alright. It is not an instant kill. It's just really, really strong and enough to kill Yukari. Fair enough. Alright then, we might as well just keep on doing this here thing then. I don't see why not. And we'll just
You won't escape.
keep doing what we're doing and hope for the best. Well, that was awesome. Thank you. Wow, you are very dedicated to doing that.
Unconscious.
Kind of annoying that it has an attack that just does more damage than Yukari is able to survive. Alright, well, at least now I know that trying to keep her at full health doesn't really do anything. So I really should just... Ah, right, never mind. We'll just fall over.
Enemy is quite fast.
Ah, we're back to Athena.
Yukari-chan is unconscious.
Cool.
Oh no, Mitsuru-senpai.
Cool.
Here,
Could you not do that?
take this. Someone help
Alright,
me.
well that was just rude. Just run up and slap somebody like that? The hell, man? Alright, cool. You're still just as impossible to hit as you normally are. That is everything I wanted and more. Ah, right. Back to using Athena. Correct. Can't use piercing attacks. Back to the magics. Ah, it's just gonna do that every time then, huh? Alright then. Well, I can survive that. That's not nearly as big of a problem as you think it probably is.
Can't let my guard down.
Alright then, so using ice, so
I won't lose.
that means this'll work just fine. And we should probably stick to the healing method. Assuming it uses something that isn't something that can outright kill us. And, you know, we're okay, well, it's gonna go for Yukari again. Just barely squeaked out a survival on that one. Works for me. Alright, well, you're currently using ice attacks, so that means I can just whomp you on the head. Well, good. Don't gotta think, no worry about that none. I mean, of course, you can just ignore everything I'm doing like a jackass. That is an option. Thank you. Could you please attack everybody with the thing that they're immune to all the time? That would be fantastic if you just never stop doing that. You can keep switching personas, but just you keep doing that over and over. It's actually super interesting that it's using, you know, our specific abilities against us. Your team composition actually super matters. Like, if I brought, you know, Junpei instead of Yukari, then that would be a very serious issue. But I actually happen to have a team composition that kinda makes it so he can't really ever deal with that. Oh. That felt bad. Alright. But yeah, so he just kind of has to rely on, you know, words that my brain is having trouble with. Rely on critical hits to really annihilate us and knock us over. So almost always, we're pretty safely able to almost always attack. So that's pretty good. Yeah, alright, okay, alright, okay. So, I mean, if that's just the way things are gonna be, then that's not too bad, now that I've kind of got the full picture. Unless, of course, it wants to bust out something else. Man, if I had brought Koromaru, he would have just used dark spells constantly. I am pretty happy that I am not. What does this damn monstrosity have against Yukari? Damn girl's been through enough. Finally opens herself back up to people, and then that person that she opened up to freaking dies. She doesn't need a personification of that person coming back and hitting her with freaking Ice Age level nonsense. Be nicer to her, goddammit! It is absurdly dedicated to doing that constantly. Alright, then we'll fine. I've got more than enough abilities to be able to take care of this. The only issue that I'm having right now is this seems a little too easy, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't know. Like, is this really gonna be the end of it? I mean, I could see it being the end of it all, but I don't know. It doesn't... I feel like I'm doing too well, you know? I guess it's conceivable that I just managed to grab, like, the perfect combination to make this easier for me, but still. Man, we are really getting lucky with this whole, you know, not landing crits thing. Feel like it's probably due to go horribly wrong for me any moment now, but regardless. Right, forgot that you had that. All right, then, I guess I'll use this turn to... I've got some eggs in here, right? Yeah, precious egg. Yeah, there you go.
Take this.
Well, this could end poorly.
Yukari-chan! Mitsuru Senpai is seriously hurt.
That she sure as all heck is.
Be careful.
Luckily, I have the ability to deal with that. As long as Aigis isn't the one that ends up getting obliterated, then it's fine. Really, Athena is the main issue here, because it forces me to kind of switch up my strategy instead of just the slap them around and heal option. If at any moment you'd like to maybe, I don't know, switch it up, that'd be nice. And yes, that time it was completely deliberate. I am aware that that was not going to do damage. I was just kind of hoping to maybe move it along so that it could pick something else. Because as is, it's just annoying. Please switch back to something else. Interesting that you can't have Metis's powers. So I guess bringing Metis along with me was also really pretty good idea in the long run. It's just unable to use her powers, which is good because she is extraordinarily versatile. Wouldn't have liked to have to deal with that. All right, so what are you gonna do? Oh,
All right, sister. Let's get him.
I feel like I should probably go a turn without letting him attack, but it feels dumb to not take advantage of that, you know? Aha! Your single-minded attempts to always go after Yukari for some reason have ended up not going well for you. Man, the collective regrets of the entire cast sure are incredibly resilient. Wait, I'm not weak to wind, am I? No, I am not. All right, cool. I was more than a little slightly worried about that, if I'm being honest. Didn't actually bother to check if I have any major weaknesses here. I probably should. I'll get right to that once, you know, I guess it's turn again. Right. Just for the sake of weak to electric, but I ain't got nobody on the team who can use electric moves, so yeah, had I brought Ken or Akihiko, that would have been an issue.
Firing.
That's an odd choice. Okay.
Hang in there.
Okay. Honestly, that was just only marginally annoying. I guess even if I didn't have Yukari, I literally bought 99 of those things to prevent that exact thing. Ooh, Mind Charge. All right. Well, at least you're being more creative than just using the elemental abilities. I mean, all of the characters do have more to them than those.
You won't escape.
All right, so this could hurt a lot, possibly. Well, that's a fine kettle of fish. Okay, okay. The bad news is, yeah, that did a lot of damage and took out 2 of us. The good news is it took a 2-turn, you know, startup to make it happen. And even when it did, it wasn't enough to kill Aegis. And it's at this exact moment I realized that, hey, maybe having Yukari glued to my hip at all times this entire playthrough wasn't the greatest of ideas. Please be aiming at Yukari. You are! Dumbass. Alright. Luckily, the game is letting me hit him enough to undo the healing. Alright, so Metis might be doomed. I was correct.
Here.
Thank God I bought all these things. Alright, so ultimately, I don't know what the hell's gonna happen after this, but I can beat this. It's within the realms of possibility that it pulls out something incredibly stupidly unfair, like an ultra mega crit on Aegis that kills her instantaneously. But it appears that that's not what's happening. Also, please stop going to Athena. That is the most annoying thing you could be doing.
I won't lose.
Because that also makes my attacks hit you less, because it's got such good endurance. Alright, well, look, you can either have incredibly high defenses, or you can dodge attacks. You really can't have both. That's just not fair. You are kind of the worst.
No, Yukari-chan.
Okay, so, like, am I accurate in saying that, like, maybe about 75% of all of its attacks have been directed towards Yukari for some reason? Is it programmed to go after the primary healer? Is that what this is all about? Because if so, that's good programming. Otherwise, it's like really unfortunately weird luck factor, I guess. Ah, delightful. Going back to this. Alright, so... just a quick ponder and theory. Maybe it would actually be a good idea. Just on the off chance of it maybe going horribly wrong. What if I just made myself immune to ice? What if I just did that, you know? Never mind, it was completely idiotic. Alright. Okay, so if the hit tax hit, we would have won that with that cycle, but, you know, obviously that wasn't going to be a thing. That's such a weird decision. I don't know why you did that. Anyway, when in doubt. Oh, it would have been so cathartic to be able to finish it off with a hammer. Alright, well. That would have been a cool way to end it, too. Oh, Lord. Not dead, though! Haha! God, why do I never remember that? Alright, hit it with a damn hammer. Or don't. That is also an option. That has always been a thing that you could do. No. No, we're not doing that. We are switching over to Titania. Yeah. And we're going to heal everybody. That is what we're going to do. No sense in getting all crazy about it. Victory is oh so very, very close right now. No sense in mindlessly making that be a thing. Alright.
I won't lose.
Yukari, finish it up.
Can't let my guard down.
She did not finish it up. Alright. I was kind of hoping for more of a poetic thing, and having Aigis or Yukari be the one to finish it off made the most sense, but honestly, whatever, just end the fight. Egads, it was apparently an elephant the whole time. Really? All that? I've been getting the experience from, like, I don't know, a lot more from other enemies that I feel like I should have gotten less for. Very strange, that. But, okay. Oh.
We did it.
That was hands down, without question, one of the single most disturbing enemy defeated animations I think I've ever seen in a video game at any point in my life. Wow, okay.
That was the monster born from us? But it was...
Yes, its powers and form were familiar, but it was a shadow.
You are correct.
Wait, but that makes no sense. Persona users are supposed to beat shadows, right?
What are you talking about? Don't tell me you've been fighting them this whole time without knowing. Personas and shadows are the same thing. That's why you're able to fight them in the first place.
Oh yeah, I guess they wouldn't know that, would they? Huh.
Did you all think that shadows were mysterious invaders or something?
I mean, it's kind of hilarious when you say it that way, but yeah, because I played Persona 4 first, it was, shadows being personas is kind of second nature, like obvious first-hand knowledge that I kind of just always had in my brain. But, yeah. Yeah, that would be news to them, wouldn't it?
Shadows are the lower parts of the psyche everyone has. Suppressed human thoughts given physical form. When people are unable to face their darker selves, they break loose, free from all control.
Yeah, and miraculously none of you ever had to deal with that, so thank your stars for that noise. Otherwise you would have had to have, you know, physically confronted all of your deepest held regrets and repressed thoughts and feelings.
But sometimes, humans with special awareness can tame their shadows. Those are persona users.
Do you think that they had this established beforehand, or is the fact that this side mode attached to FES this whole thing came out after Persona 4 did? Did they use the information they established in that to be able to write this, or do you think it was always like in the design documents for the series? I wonder.
So personas and shadows, they're the same thing, just different names?
And of course, all of that completely goes out the window if, I don't know, I have no idea whatsoever how Personas 1 and 2 tackled any of this. It's possible you could have gotten that information from those, and I just didn't. So, fascinating.
If someone was able to create my sister and myself, wouldn't he have had to understand this?
All those people lost their lives.
Then, the reason for all this is our personas?
The shadow's power affects time and even space. Through your personas, your unspoken desires were manifested.
So basically, we were all bottling up our unimaginable grief about everything that happened, and it manifested itself into a dimension full of death and destruction. That was creating an unending Groundhog's Day loop for everybody. That's a hell of a metaphor for not being able to find a way to properly cope.
You can't stand to see time move on. You don't want to accept your loss of someone precious. It was by each of your wishes that time stopped moving forward. And as a result, you became trapped here.
So we trapped ourselves. Huh. It's almost funny.
If it weren't so incredibly lethal.
Whatever the reason was, we beat that thing. We won. That should solve all this, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of having doubts.
Yes, that is correct. If we return to the dorm, we may be able to go outside.
Whoa, hello.
Whoa, what's this? When did I...
Okay, this is extraordinarily ill-fitting, but I'm sorry, I kind of need to bring this up. This looks identical to characters in my favorite one of my favorite video games, Legend of Dragoon, when they hold their Dragoon spirits and it shines with resonant power. This is literally exactly what it looks like, and it just made me freak out slightly. Love it.
Is this a key?
Looked like a glowing
You
orb.
should be able to leave using those keys.
Neat.
Once you make it outside, the abyss of time should disappear on its own.
Cool. Funny that Koromaru got one too.
Finally. Jeez, I'm glad this didn't end up taking another year.
I'm not sure how long it technically took for everybody inside this place. I assume about a week or so? That could have been just one day.
But these keys, there's 8 of them.
Yeah, so?
That's because each of you played a part in bringing this about. The door probably won't open unless all 8 are used at once.
Strength of heart when united is barred by no door. Those words.
Where'd those come from?
So it'll open if we're all around, is that right? Then let's get the hell out of here. So are we just gonna waltz out through the front door?
That door? Or another one? There's still one closed door that doesn't connect to the outside world. The main entrance, or that door. It's one or the other.
A door that doesn't connect to the outside world.
Are you talking about the door to his room?
Excusez-moi?
I just assumed someone had locked it.
That door has the same feel as the doors to the past we've been going through up to now.
In retrospect, I probably should have gone upstairs at least one time this entire event.
What do you mean by one or the other? If we open it, won't it just connect to another past?
That's right. If you go through the entrance, you'll return to the present. But that door leads to the past.
Oh!
The past?
Oh, that's a hell of a proposition to dangle in front of people.
The world of the past. You've all been there many times now.
Yeah, but I'm assuming this means that it's theoretically the ability to alter the past.
But this time, the abyss will disappear once you go through the door. You'll be in the true past.
Yeah, but wouldn't that leave us with time duplicates?
Is that true?
I feel like there's a lot of reasons why we probably shouldn't do that.
Why would I lie about something like this? If you don't believe me, then why don't you try leaving through the entrance?
To accept the past or to revisit it. You're saying that in the end, we have to choose.
I feel like this entire experience has kind of been nudging us towards the whole accepting of past events and needing to hold on to them and accept them and walk towards the future. I'm gonna have to vote for the let's not mess with the past thing.
What do you want to do?
I suddenly realized something. If even one of the characters wants to change the past, they can just say, no, I don't want to go back to the present, I want to go to the past, and then nobody would be able to. And if we attach that prospect to the fact that we saw Aigis and Akihiko fighting, and what I believe to be Metis and Ken fighting, I'm not gonna lie, I'm more than slightly concerned about what this all implies and where this is going to go.
I'll go along with whatever you decide, sister. That way, I'll finally be able to save you from this cursed fate. To be honest, that's all I care about.
Cursed fate?
Which one are you going to choose, sister?
Hey, why don't we go back to the dorm first?
If we're going to mull over this extraordinarily interesting question, we should at least do it in comfy chairs.
This is way too heavy to decide right here.
I agree.
I'm legitimately curious. Who's going to decide what? There is going to be a rift here. Oh, hello.
What the?
What are all these cracks?
This is bad. It's becoming unstable.
This is definitely going to ruin comfy chair time.
It should last a little longer, but we don't have much time. If the fault extends to the door, we may not be able to leave even with the keys.
All right, so I'm just going to throw this out here. That really comes off to me as a sign that we should really just go through the main door, go back to the present. Not a lot of time to think about it.
It's just one thing after another, isn't it?
I vote we leave. No past shenanigans. Let's just do what we do. Oh boy.
So, what's the plan?
This music is not going to really soothe the bad feeling in my gut, is it?
I mean, no one's seriously thinking about going back to the past, right?
I can think of at least 3 characters that might want to do that for varying reasons. Actually, hang on, no, 4 Mitsuru too. I was thinking of Yukari, Akihiko, and Ken. And if it's Mitsuru too, then that would be 4. And then that would leave us with 4 of me, Metis, Junpei, and Koromaru. Oh god, are we gonna have an actual civil war about this?
I've been thinking.
Yeah, I don't like the way that sounds.
Why do you think he died? They never figured out the cause of death at the hospital, right?
Well, that's...
Personally, I still think it's because he used all his power to accomplish that miracle. In other words, we were saved because he gave up his life.
I mean, that was the interpretation I certainly got out of it.
He gave everything for us. So it doesn't seem right to undo all his work on our own.
That is an extraordinarily mature way of looking at it. Damn, go Ken.
Ken-kun.
I'm with Ken. We've all seen what kind of resolve it takes to face death. That resolve, and what it brought about. There's no way we can cancel that out on our own whims. Even if it hurts, we have to deal with it and accept the present.
Yukari, what about you?
You are the one that I am most concerned about right now, if I'm being honest. And in fact, I feel as if maybe this entire thing has been kind of setting up this exact thing.
You're all about the here and now, right, Yucatan?
Yeah, that's exactly why she is definitely not about to go for it. Oh, no.
I mean, you say it all the time. You gotta look forward.
I want to go back. To the time before the last battle. When I thought about how he protected us, I kept telling myself that I have to keep looking forward. That's why I started going to cram school and spending less time goofing off. But I can't lie to myself. If there's a way for him to come back, I'll take it, no matter what.
Oh, Yukari. Your heart legitimately shattered into like 5 pieces, didn't it?
Yukari.
So, you're giving up? Are you saying you don't have the strength to face reality?
Okay, so Akihiko, I understand where you're going for. I get it. But that is definitely not the language to de-escalate a situation.
After all the things we've gone through, you're just gonna throw in the towel in the fight against yourself?
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, you're really one to be throwing around all those high-minded ideals.
And so it has begun.
If you really thought something was that precious to you, you'd want to protect it no matter what. Don't you understand? We can go back and fix things.
I understand the appeal, but like, okay, you go back. What exactly are you gonna change? There's really no actual hope of being able to make anything any different. The way that it happened is the way it had to happen.
Are you seriously just gonna let a chance like this go?
Then I'll ask you this. If I said I wanted to undo your father's death, would you do it? Even if there was a way to reverse Shinji and Miki's death, I'd flat out refuse. Nothing in the past was a waste. You're just making excuses.
Oh boy. On one hand, it's not that I entirely disagree, but I feel like there are much better ways of putting it verbally. Yukari is going through a lot, dude, and everybody goes through grief in very different ways. I'm glad you're able to make peace with everything that's happened in your past, but the way you go about things isn't the way everybody goes about things, is all I'm trying to say.
Hey, you keep mentioning death. Are you saying the person who saved you all didn't just leave?
You're not very bright, are you, Metis?
That's correct. He passed away.
What? Why didn't you tell me before?
Because it was kind of blitheringly, blatantly, blisteringly, absolutely, absurdly obvious.
Why? But you've never met him.
Just from the way everyone was acting about it, it was obvious.
Anyway, what do the rest of you think?
I don't know. I get second thoughts when I think about going back to when Chidori died. But I definitely see what Akihiko Senpai is trying to say. When you get down to it, though, I hate to say this, but I'm just too scared to do that battle over.
What's wrong with you?
On the other flip side, you know, when I criticize Akihiko, obviously there's a bit of bias for this whole thing towards for Yukari. I really like her, but I can't say she's in the right. I understand why she's doing what she's doing. That doesn't make me happy that she's doing it. I just understand it.
Are you saying you're scared to die, but it's okay if he does?
I really hope somebody brings up, like, okay, so you go back. What exactly do you specifically plan on doing to prevent it? Him sacrificing himself was the only reason we were able to get out of this situation alive in the first place. Unless you have a magical mystery fix-all for the situation, what exactly are you hoping to accomplish other than having to relive through all of it again?
That's not what I said. I mean, have you really thought this through? Going back to before that battle means we have to fight Nyx again. Did you ever think about what might happen if we lose this time?
It's the same thing. Either way, all it means is that you're just scared. And you two are no better. All that talk about accepting the present is because when you get down to it, you only care about yourselves.
Okay. Yukari, you're very, very, very upset. I've been in the room of people yelling things. And anger can make you say some things you legitimately do not mean. I know you do not mean that. You're too good of a person. Oh, no.
What?
Okay, this is definitely not going to be getting any better.
How can you say that?
Oh, boy.
There's no use going around and around like this. We're never gonna reach an agreement. So if no one gives in, we'll have to settle this another way.
I know what way it's going to be, but I'd prefer if it wasn't.
Another way? Yukari-chan, you don't mean...
Taking the keys by force.
Okay.
That'll work too, right?
It's true that the 8 keys will merge if they're brought together, even against their holder's wishes. But if it comes to a fight, I'll protect my sister with everything I have. These keys represent each of your strength of heart. If you take my sister's, she may lose her life.
What do you mean?
You're only thinking of what's best for you. The person with my sister's power died of unknown causes, didn't he?
Oh, boy.
Did any of you ever stop to think that maybe the same thing could happen to her? I came to protect her. But I won't make another mistake. I'll do whatever it takes to save her.
Metis.
Aika-san, which door are you thinking about unlocking?
The one that goes to the present. I love you, Yukari, but we can't do this. We cannot do this. Also, I guess I can't really speak for Aegis.
I can't decide right now which is more important. The past or the present.
So you're just gonna run away? Again?
Oh, no.
Just like the day we said our farewells to him, and you were the only one who didn't show up. You got to hear his last words. You even made him a promise. But here you are, still running. Why were you the one who inherited his power when you can't even make up your mind? I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna lose to someone like you.
I am not okay with any of the stuff that's happening.
Yukari-chan, are you really going to fight?
Alright, so I guess now is probably the time to bring up the fact that when I said I was doing this specific version, there were actually a few people who said, do you really want to do that? Because I heard that from a lot of people, I heard that the answer was kind of contentious. I didn't really get a lot of details as to why. I was wondering maybe what could possibly happen in it that people would be so adamant against. if I had to guess, I believe it might come down to characterization. I could see how people might consider what Yukari is doing right now to be not in character, but again, that's assuming this is actually what it was. If I'm being 100% honest, I feel as if she's merely just coping poorly. I mean, I don't know. It's easy to look at some characters and go, well, they lost people important to them too, and they're not freaking the hell out about it. But, like, not everybody follows these things identically, you know? It's different. I can see why people would think things, but at the same time, I understand them. I get how this is going about. I just wish that it wasn't, not because I feel like it's bad per se, in the sense that, oh, this is a badly written story. I mean, I just don't want to see characters I like in conflict like this. And it kind of sucks when it comes in the form of something that's entirely believable.
This decision hinges upon someone precious to us all. Our differences can't be settled with a compromise. No matter what Aigis decides, we have no choice but to fight. And I've made my decision as well. I'm going to stand with Yukari.
Oh!
Senpai.
You're taking her side? Are you serious?
If I had to wager a guess as to why, it might not even be because she has the same goals. It might be just because Yukari was the one who stood by Mitsuru when she was going through her lowest point. It's conceivable she might be just trying to pay the favor forward. That's just my guess. Unless they're gonna flat out spell it out, I can only make assumptions.
I know you well enough to tell your mind's made up. All right.
Everyone! It's decided then. Follow me. I'll lead you to a place suitable for battle.
I mean, when I saw the whole thing, oof, at the beginning, and then it dawned on me, oh boy.
If we fight there, no one can appeal the result. Hey!
The friendship has been split. How will you make your final decision? Yeah, you could say that. I truly, legitimately, honestly understand that, but it's just not a good idea. I can't go along with a gamble that big. We fought alongside him for an entire year. I don't want all of that to go to waste. So I can't go back to the past. I won't hand over my key. Guys, if we keep fighting over the keys like this, something awful might happen to Aigis. That's just an excuse to keep this from getting serious. All Menace cares about is Aigis. How can we trust her? Oh, Lord, there are a lot of warring factions going on here right now. Even if we did, we're supposed to just accept that taking this mysterious key will kill her? What a load of crap. The time we spent with him means a lot to me, and I'm not letting anyone waltz in and to undo it. Will you guys just stop and think? Why are we fighting? We've helped each other up till now every step of the way. What about that, huh? You guys better talk this over, because I ain't letting anyone use the key until we all agreed on what to do. And if anyone's a sore loser about it, I'll kick all your asses just to calm you down. That's enough. Well, depart once sister is prepared. Let me know when you're ready. I am not okay with any of this. Also, Junpei, swooping in as the voice of reason. These are strange days indeed. I am going to take a bit of a break. I am going to fully mentally prepare myself for everything that's about to take place. And I guess we'll see where this all goes. See you then.
Good only one world, one love, but the battle goes on, shadows of mass destruction. Ooh, yeah. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Baby, baby. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Ooh, yes. Do-do-do-do.